In today's video, you guys are going to learn how to launch your first ever Google ad campaign within 20 minutes. Now, this is super simple, straight to the point, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, before we actually go into the nitty gritty of it, if we actually go over to Google Ads, you'll be prompted to their main website. And what a lot of people don't actually notice is that you get incentives if you're brand new. So if you've never used the service before, or you're doing this on a new account with a new credit card, they're now giving incentives for you to start. Now, for some reason, I don't see it on my page, but if you launch, for example, if you spend around $500, they're supposed to give you $500 back. So you can put that back in ads. I believe it's if you spend $1,000, you get something of that sort. Go ahead and check it out. It's a simple code that you apply at checkout, whatever that may be. Just go ahead and use that opportunity while it's still there. So we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. Enter your business name. Whenever it says optional, it's not necessarily optional. You should probably just put your business name just to be discreet and straight to the point. Now, in case you do not have a business name, just come up with one because if you're running ads, you should probably have a business name, just saying. And there are going to be 3 different options right here. It's going to ask you if you want to go to your website, if you want to select a business phone number, or your app download page. Now, if you're running an app, it's very specific. It's very, it's kind of hit or miss. Very specific niches do well with the app download page. If you're an application, Google Ads may be good for you, but if you're just wanting to go ahead and say, screw it, let's just put some money into Google Ads, see where it goes through. I'm not saying don't, but most of the time it's not super relevant now for ad, applications. For business phone number, this is, again, if you just want people to find your phone number. If you want people to directly call you and you only do business through phone, you don't do it through email, you don't do it to consultation, in-person consultation, you just want people to call you straight off the bat, this is pretty good for you. But for the most part, we're just going to go ahead and assume that you're a service-based business, whether that be home service, renovation, real estate, any in-person business. This is essentially, it can still work. But for the most part, we're just going to go ahead and choose your website because assuming that you're a business owner, you probably have a website. You probably want people to land on your page to read a little bit more about you because unless they already know you, they trust you, they love you, whatever that may be, phone number isn't really necessary unless they need you right then and there. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and click on website. Make sure you put in the full URL with the HTTPS and the backlogs. Click next. Now from here, it's going to go ahead and auto-generate you a description. Now this is very important because if you put in your own description, of course, it's good, but this is really just, it's kind of irrelevant in a sense. It's just to give the campaign AI a little bit of an understanding of what your company is. But like I said, they've already taken this from you. So let me just go ahead and read it off for you. My business essentially on this website sells social media accounts to help people grow, to help people, start monetizing right away instead of having to grow a certain amount of followers. So let's just go ahead and read what it means. Ready to transform your TikTok content into a cash machine? A monetized creator is your shortcut to success. We provide everything you need. Yeah, okay, so this is pretty accurate. From the standpoint, you're going to have a pretty good description. If it's completely irrelevant, does not make sense whatsoever, you can type in your own or just ask ChatGPT, make you a small description of what your business is, and that's about it. And what products or services you are going to be advertising in this campaign, it's very, very important. So if you sell a wide variety of services, don't just list all the above or general category, list every single service. And reason being is because they're going to categorize it. And if people are searching up HVAC services, it's going to show them the ad with HVAC. If you just show them some general category of what you do, it's not going to work. So you want to list out quite literally everything up to 20 services or 20 products that you sell. Now, if you're a clothing brand and you sell 10 different variations of shirts, 10 different variations of pants, you don't have to list out the designs. You just have to list out the category. So pants, shirts, clothing, hoodie, whatever that may be. But again, if you're a service-based business, same thing. If you sell multiple services, just list them out. It's easier to go from here. So we are going to do social media accounts. Now, also, you can list different types of it. Like you can list different names. So I specifically sell TikTok shop accounts, but it's still considered a social media account. So we're going to put social media account, TikTok shop account, TikTok shop affiliate account, because it's the same thing, but I'm just adding some variations. So if you only sell 1, 2, 3 services, you can go ahead and just put different wordings in it for it. So there's that. And then, of course, you want to have your website selected because if you don't have it selected, they're not going to know where to go. It's just going to be an empty ad. We're going to hit next. And for quick reference, everybody, I know I'm going a little bit fast, but I've been doing this for a very long time now. So of course, I tend to go a lot quicker, but of course, feel free to slow down the video, pause it, whatever it may be. I promise you, you do not have to be going as fast as I am, and most people probably won't whatsoever. You're going to take some time pausing. This is a very, very quick, scrape the surface type of video. So we'll just go ahead and get at it. Now, you're not going to see what I see on my screen right here. I've been doing YouTube for a while, so it has my YouTube channel, has data, and it's going to ask if I want to link my YouTube channel to essentially run this campaign and use the data from this YouTube channel to essentially get better metrics and actually understand my audience more before launching. If you do have this, I would suggest if it's in the exact same industry or the exact same offer that you're launching in, go ahead and select this because it's, again, just going to give you free data so you don't really have to look around and guess. Because again, with ad campaigns, you are trying to reach a certain demographic of people, but just in case that you're not reaching the right people, that's what ads are for. You're targeting a specific group of people. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't convert, you switch over to another. So if you have a YouTube channel, the reason why people subscribed in the first place is because they liked and resonated. So it's going to use that same customer data to essentially apply to your campaign already. So it makes it a whole lot easier. But most of you guys are not going to be able to see this. So just go ahead and whatever you see next, we'll just go from there. So I'm going to hit skip on this. So this is very important. This is by far one of the most crucial points in your ad campaign. And this is also depending on your industry. So let's just say if you're an e-commerce, if you're an e-commerce website, this is going to be by far the easiest one. You want to select purchases because, again, if you're getting leads, you don't need leads because with leads, you call them up, you email them, you send them some form of email, whatever that may be. These are leads. These are people that are interested. They're not buyers yet. E-com, online services, whatever that you may be, if you're selling it right there, you have an online store, this is what you want. You want people to just buy it right then and there. They don't need to submit a lead form. They don't need to get a phone call. They don't need anything. You just want them to straight away to be the point of service or point of sale where they're just there to only buy it. Now, keep in mind that it says service as well. Keep in mind, you do not want this if you are a service-based business that does not have a checkout page. What they mean by this is they're going to track in the website how money is made. So if money is made through people submitting a lead form, you call them, they don't have access to that. They only have access to who's going on your website and what the action is. If you have a website and let's say you detail cars, if people don't have the ability to purchase a service on the website, which most services don't, you have to call them, consult them, whatever, then this is not for you. Do not select this if you think that this is going to work. You either have to have a checkout page or not. But you guys get the idea. And of course, you want to go ahead and put the checkout page of the main place. So like I said, if you have multiple products, you want to go ahead and put the catalog because you don't want to be putting an advertisement to one shirt whenever you have a bunch of shirts that you want people to buy. Vice versa, if you have a specific shirt or a specific type of product people want to buy, put that specific link. That makes sense? So for submitting a lead form, this is very important. If you are a service-based business, just like I said, this is going to be your biggest one. Reason being is because whenever you submit a lead form, this is going to be just getting people that are interested. Leads are quite literally the lifeline of your business. And if you're not getting leads in the door, you're not getting potential customers, you're not getting booked calls, you're not getting consultations, you want leads at the end of the day. So that's just kind of the main point. And another reason why is because low ticket, essentially anything under $1,000, people don't really think. They don't think twice. They don't think, oh, that's expensive. Oh, let me think about it. Oh, do I really need this? This is something where people can literally pull out their credit card and purchase right then and there. With a lead form, this is an interest. This is a, hey, I'm interested in this. I might need this service or I need this service or, I'm just scraping the surface. So you want leads. This is more high ticket. So if you are a high ticket business, $1,000 to $5,000 or even whatever your service may be, $1,000 to $1 million, you want people to submit leads. And this is pretty understandable. If you run a business, you already know you want leads. So keep it there. Now, if you want phone call leads, this is if you are a well-known business. Keep in mind, people are not going to call you up. This is the next step in the whole process. So nobody is going to think of, hey, I need landscaping services. Let me go ahead and just look online and call this guy right away. First of all, you want to look at the competition. You want to look at your website. You want to see who's in the area, who's the best person, who's the best competitor. So why on earth would they call you straight away? It's like getting a text from a woman saying, hey, we're going on a date tomorrow. You haven't even asked her how she is. You haven't even asked her if she's interested. Straight to the phone call, it doesn't work. But if you already know this person, if you know this person, like I said, if you're good friends, then you can go for the close, the phone call. Phone calls usually where the appointments happen. So if you're a well-known business, you're already established, you might even have some ad campaigns already up, and you're very popular, people know your name, phone call leads are your best bet. Page views, this is literally just to read your page. So really, there's not much money to be made here because there's no end goal. You're not getting people to purchase, you're not getting people to submit anything, you're just getting eyeballs on your website. Now you might be thinking, I'm just going to select this because it's going to be the cheapest, which it is the cheapest. But again, they're not going to attract people that want to buy. They're just going to attract people, to the website. So if you think you're going to cheat the system, get a bunch of people on your website that just view your page and hopefully that they convert, it's not going to work. They're smarter than that. So if you're a newsletter or whatever that may be, that's good for you. Same thing, brand awareness, reach a broad audience, get video views, build consideration for your brand. So if you're a multi-million-dollar company, which there's not really many watching this video, you can go ahead and spread brand awareness. But this is, again, if you're highly relying on your branding rather than what you actually provide. So once you make it to this page, it's going to ask you to enter the search terms, the location, and everything else. So instead of actually going through the process, what we're going to go ahead and do is up here. It's very specific. A lot of people miss it. And this is where people lose thousands of dollars. If you're going through this process right now and you're thinking, I've never seen that before, this is great. This is something that not a lot of people know about. But if you hit on other campaign types right here, it's going to actually allow you to specifically pick the campaign. So the average, or like the campaign that they're going to give you by default, it's going to show you on every single platforms. So it's going to show on Google. It's going to show on Gmail, for crying out loud. Who checks an ad on Gmail and actually clicks through it? It's going to show on Google. It's going to show on random display. It's going to show on the AI search. It's going to show everywhere. And the only issue with that is that your client, the people that are going to come to you, they're very different type of people. Like essentially the ICP, the people that are in your business, the people that are going to be working with you, they usually use one service specifically. And the highest intent, aka the people that are going to simply just search up instead of come across it on a YouTube ad or come across it on a Gmail ad, just randomly out of their conscious state, they're going to be searching for it. These are the people that have the highest intent that actually looked for it in the first place. So not only do they have a problem, they're searching it up, but as well, they're obviously going to be finding you because, you obviously have the great ad. So we're going to go ahead, instead of hit performance max, which like I said, it gives you every single campaign type, which nobody needs. You need to go ahead and click on search. Change campaign. Now display, let me show you some other ones. So there's also very specific ones that you can do as well. You can do video. So if you're running like a video ad, if you're running like, an ad where you're standing in front of your construction zone, you're like, hey, everybody, today we're going to go ahead and show you our renovation project. If you want the same thing done to your house, book a call or book, whatever that may be. If you have a video, click on video. But for 99% of businesses, if you're just starting out, if you don't know what you're doing, if you've done ads in the past and they just simply didn't work, start with search. It is the highest intent form of traffic. Keep in mind, you guys found this video by searching it up. This video wouldn't be interesting, it wouldn't be relevant, or it wouldn't make sense for a random person to just learn how to run Google Ads. They want to know exactly how to do it. You searched up the video. This is exactly what I'm presenting to. So we're going to hit on search. We're going to hit on next. And then from there, it's going to go ahead and show us our campaign. So preparing keywords, this is again a very important step. So go ahead and make sure that you keep in mind. So if you want to select a certain product or a certain service, you can go ahead and put it in here. But if you're just trying to promote your general catalog of main, pretty much all the main stuff that you have here, go ahead and just put the final URL. So for me, I sell only one product, so I don't have to type in every single product. I literally sell one offer. It's one singular offer alone. And down here, this is the most important part. Now, Google is going to automatically give you keywords right here. It's going to essentially, just take all the stuff off your website, scrape it, and then give you a big list of things. Now, I'll give you an example. If you think that this is irrelevant, not important whatsoever, let me go ahead and read it off to you. So again, keep in mind, I sell TikTok shop accounts, specifically people that want to start TikTok shop affiliates, like a business model where you promote products, whatever. They need an account with 5,000 followers. So essentially what people are going to be searching up, the main key points that they need, all they're going to be searching up is TikTok shop affiliate accounts. They already know what they need to buy because they already know the product exists, stuff like that. People are not going to be searching TikTok affiliate. That's not even the name of the business. TikTok shop affiliate, they're wanting to learn more about the business. That's not an account. How to be an affiliate in TikTok, very random because there's multiple affiliate programs. TikTok shop affiliate, multiple different things. How to be an affiliate in TikTok. So all this stuff is very random. And keep in mind, you might be thinking, well, shouldn't a person that is searching how to be an affiliate on TikTok already understand that they probably, don't know how to be an affiliate? That's the only main thing. They don't even know that the product exists. They don't even know that accounts exist, meaning they probably are not warmed up to it. They don't even realize that they have a need for it. They don't even realize how much it is. People are only searching me up if they know how much it is, or at least that they know that they're ready to buy. So we're going to go ahead and take out every single keyword, and we're going to search up exactly keywords. Now, keep in mind, again, this is an important part. The more that you put in here and the way more specific it is, the more expensive it's going to be. Now, that's not a sign to put very broad stuff like bakery and Panama City Beach. That's not even broad. That's actually relatively, specific. So we're going to go ahead and put my own. So TikTok shop affiliate account. TikTok shop affiliate accounts. How to buy TikTok shop affiliate accounts and where to buy TikTok shop affiliate accounts. Okay, so that's essentially it. Now, there's also some things that you can add, like TikTok shop. But again, these are really irrelevant. We don't really need any of these type of people. So we're just going to go ahead and keep it very specific. You guys can play around with this. You can just type in some keywords, what you guys think are going to work best for you. But works best for me is if you actually go over to this little tiny icon. Not many people talk about this, but right here, there's actually a way that you can trigger the exact keywords that you want to be searched. So for example, if you just have in the keyword, it's going to be a broad match. So any term with the word TikTok in it, it's going to show you random TikTok stuff. Shop, same thing. So every single specific word in this keyword query, if anybody types in just accounts, it can potentially count for the search term. If they type in just affiliate, it can also count for just the search term. If that makes sense, make it make sense. But for example, the reason why I would put just blank is TikTok shop. If we go over here, it says, if you put it in parentheses, it says phrase match. So meaning that it had to use the entire phrase right here. So TikTok shop affiliate account. They might not have had to type in exactly TikTok shop affiliate account. Let's just say that they typed in affiliate account TikTok shop or affiliate shop TikTok account, whatever that may be. If you just put it in parentheses, any four of these keywords that they put somewhere in together into the search query, that's what it's going to be. Again, least expensive. The most expensive one is going to be in brackets right here, exact match. So they have to search exactly TikTok shop account. They have to search exactly that. And again, most expensive, but it's well worth it alone because this is exactly what people are searching for. And that's exactly how to go about it. So we're going to go ahead and put these two in parentheses right here. And then in quotes, I'm just going to go ahead and put these in parentheses. But again, I don't really know where people would be throwing around where to buy TikTok shop affiliate accounts. I mean, it's kind of like a direct search as well, but for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and put that. Now, the good thing is once you actually launch your first campaign, you are going to get access to keyword searches. Now, what this means is that you're going to get a list to the database of how many people are searching this specific keyword, how expensive is it, what can you do with it, how effective is it? So you're going to get a full bank. So again, if you just want to get access to that so you can optimize your next keyword campaign, you can type in just a very small, cheap $1 a day ad just to get access to it and then launch your next campaign from there. But if you just want to get it all over with, just follow along from here. So if you scroll down, this is again very important right here. Now keep in mind, the more specific that you're going to go ahead and put your location, the more expensive it's going to be because you're not targeting the whole United States because there's millions, think about it like this. The more ads there are in the area, it's going to be more expensive. But United States, instead of targeting one city, you're targeting the entire United States. So of course, there's billions and millions of other competitors, so the cost is going to be a lot lower. But if you were to do a specific city, for example, so if you are a brick and mortar business or you are a service-based business only servicing in that specific area or city or county, you pretty much have to do this because if you do United States, anybody in the world can search it up and they're going to see your business. And then, hey, you're in another state, really no way of getting business out there. So we're going to hit on custom locations. So for example, we can just do Panama City Beach. This is actually where I live. And then the cool part is you can actually do 3 different ones. So you can hit on include. So that's going to automatically include it in the generic search term. If you hit exclude, it's going to take it out. So everywhere but this city right here. And then nearby, it's going to take every location, micro location in the area at Panama City Beach. But if you want to be specific, just go ahead and hit include right there. And it's only going to show to people in Panama City Beach with a reach of over 136,000. Now, of course, if you live in a bigger city, of course, it's going to be cheaper, which is great because the cheaper it is, obviously the more leads that you can be sending over to people. And of course, the more business that you potentially have. But again, the bigger the city, the more competition because the more businesses. So it's kind of shot in the dark there. But right here, the reach, what's interesting is that if you actually search up, for example, Panama City Beach population, their population is only 18,000 to 21,000. And funny enough, the reach is way bigger than that. Now, the reason being is because Panama City Beach, aka my hometown, it's very populated with tourism. So every single summer, almost every single day, people are searching up, how do we get to Panama City Beach hotels, Panama City Beach, this and that. So that kind of creates a problem if you're in a highly, polluted city where there's tons of people that don't actually live there, aka not needing your service. Why would you need somebody to service your car or service your air conditioner if you don't live there? So you still want to put the location, but again, it's only going to filter out people. And we'll get into that later. But if you want, if you click on location options, it'll give you the option to do presence or interest. People in regularly in or have shown interest in these locations, or people who are regularly in your location. So presence means they live in this area. So it's actually going to look into the data. Sorry, guys. Google has all your data. Every company has your data. If you hit on presence, this is going to go ahead and only show it to people that live in this area, not just searching. If you hit presence or interest, which is going to be cheaper, it's going to be people that live here and also people that are searching up. But if you have more money to spend, I would 100% suggest clicking on presence. Again, if this is only a location business, if you're an online service, if you're creating websites or you're selling AI or you're doing whatever, none of this applies to you. But if you are a business that is physically located, that does services in a specific location, this is where you need to be spending your money right here. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and hit on languages. So you can select as many languages as you want, but the only issue is that if you do not speak these languages, I promise you, no business that makes a lot of money is going to spend the headache of trying to Google Translate everything, especially if you have to go in person to see them, talk to them. It's going to make no sense. You can't communicate with the customer, aka just bad customer service. What can you do about it? So only select languages that you and your company can actually speak in. That's kind of obvious, but a lot of people think that they can get around it by getting cheaper leads, by selecting it in Spanish and then knowing a couple words. It just doesn't work. I promise you, unless you have somebody from your company that speaks that language and is willing to go out to those jobs that are selected by the people that speak Spanish, go for it. But just giving you some common sense there. So for the audience segments, again, this is going to be pretty, more niche. So you can select a lot of things. So again, this applies to if you are any business. So if you're online or in person, listen up to this because this is actually pretty important. So keep in mind that every single segment that you add, so the more specific that you get, the more expensive it's going to get because you're narrowing down more and more and more. The smaller your audience is, but the more specific it is. Google knows that if you're targeting somebody very specific, they know damn well you know your audience and they know the customer, so you know you're going to make money, meaning they know you're going to make money. They're going to charge you more ultimately. Sometimes, it's not like that, but most of the time it's going to be like that. So just in case that you are selling only to women, that's a very given. You want to type in women. And then you can just type in pretty much anything. So it can be women's media fans, men's media fans, scroll up, women's shoes, dress shoes, stuff like that. So I don't think as of right now that you can actually detail homeownership. So parental status, parents, marital status. If this stuff doesn't apply to you, like if you're just selling women's dresses, it doesn't matter if they're married or single. Sometimes, if they're getting married, wedding dresses, this might matter right here. Parental status, it doesn't really matter if they're parents. Education, So the more specific, like I said, if this stuff really matters to you, if you simply cannot service this person, or this person is very like exactly who you want, select this. But again, it's going to be more expensive because you're targeting a smaller group of people. Employment, same thing. What categories that they're working, if they're employed, company size, industry, like it's very, very specific. Same thing if we go back, what are their interests are, what do they like doing, stuff like this. What are they searching on Google? And, that's kind of it. But I don't specifically think that you can do it just by gender, even though it's kind of fun. You can't search by gender, by race, by age. And that's specifically for just, I guess, discrimination. But point is, we're going to go ahead and just leave it at that. Now, observation, it's going to narrow it down to the reach of your campaign with the option to adjust the bids on selected segments. So if you hit on observation, it's not going to target just those people that you select. It's going to have a specific interest saying, hey, we'll show it to some of these people. We'll show it to some other people. If these people that you selected are doing well, I mean, hey, you can pay a little bit more to actually target only them. If you want to hit targeting, you're only targeting those people. So you're literally chopping off the entire competition unless they have these traits right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit observation because for most of these businesses, it's not super important. If you're running an HVAC company, it doesn't really matter if you're married. It doesn't really matter if you have children. I mean, at the end of the day, if you own a home, you should put homeowners, but that's about it. We can go ahead and hit on the network. So these are kind of important. What most people do, they just have it auto-selected. So I'm going to go ahead and read it off for you and give you kind of my personal take on it. So ads can appear near Google search results on other Google search partners' websites when searching for search terms that are relevant to your keywords. Search partners can include hundreds of non-Google websites, park domains, as well as YouTube and other sites. So what this is essentially saying is that if people search it up, they don't have to specifically search it up on Google. They can search it up on Bing, Safari, even YouTube. It doesn't matter. People are not finding you through YouTube, but I'm saying like if people are searching it up and they essentially see your ad in the search term, essentially it's not only going to show on Google. It's the same thing. It's going to show only on search. But if you're only trying to select it just on Google, it's a bad idea. I would keep it selected so people can search from anywhere, like any type of browser, just because why not? Just in case somebody doesn't have Google Chrome downloaded or whatever that may be, they're not going to be able to see your ad. That's kind of irrelevant. Google Display Network ads can appear on relevant sites, videos, and apps across Google like YouTube and the internet where you have leftover search budget. So this is going to give you a different type of ad campaign. It's going to show you on Google. It's going to show you on YouTube. It's going to show you on all the other marketing platforms that I showed you earlier if you have leftover budget. But we don't want to waste money on something that's just not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect that and then hit done here. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. Okay, so we are on the create an ad to generate leads for your business page. The final URL is where you want people to finish off your, finish off in the campaign. So this is going to be at the end of wherever that may be. So what this is asking, it's they want to track exactly when they actually have confirmation that you got a lead. So let's just say that you have a lead submission form. If people click OK and they click submit, and for some reason, it takes them to another page saying thank you or here's whatever you wanted. Put that link in here. But if it's on the exact same page that people purchase from or people submit the lead from and it doesn't change the URL, just keep the same URL right here. That's what it does by default. Now for the headlines, this is going to be some suggestions and this is what it's going to look like on search engines. So this is the preview and this is kind of important. The headline is relatively important whenever it comes to actually seeing people or seeing your ad. Now, what a lot of people like to do is have their business name, and then they have everything else that has, what's involved in the ad. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove monetized creator because, again, nobody knows your business name. They don't care about that. They need to know if you're actually able to provide it. They want to know if your headline sounds interesting because if you're just providing a general service, great. General services in my area. For most people, they're not going to care about some snazzy, like amazing headline. They just care that this is exactly the service that they are looking for. So let's just say, again, HVAC services in Panama City Beach. Or you can put reliable or affordable or fast or local, whatever that may be. Keep it specific to the point where people say, okay, I like this ad. And cool thing here is that they're actually going to help you increase your ad strength based on the keywords that you provided. Now, keep in mind, you do not have to use these as a rubric, but it is just like a general recommendation that you should be having all these things throughout the entire headline here. And keep in mind, this is going to give you different headlines. So it's not just going to be monetized creator. It's going to show different variations. It's going to split it up. It's going to essentially split test it where it shows multiple different variations, see which one works best. You guys get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and just put in some general stuff like TikTok shop affiliate accounts for sale. TikTok shop accounts for sale. Instantly delivered. Start monetizing right away. Verified and approved. So essentially you can list some features of it or you can just list some things. Now you don't have to use all these headlines. Obviously, the less that you use, the cheaper it's going to be. The more that you use, the more specific it's going to be, the more test sets it's going to run. And again, if you run out, if you don't know what to put, again, go to ChatGPT or go to Claude and just say, hey, I need some headlines that actually just sound good for my business. If you can't come up with them in the first place, Google Ads is about creativity. It's about standing out, hence why you're putting yourself at the top of the search terms anyway. So if you can't come up with anything, go ahead and ask ChatGPT, give me some headlines, less than 30 characters that actually stand out for the business. Now, same thing for the description. It needs to be a description of the service, whether that be the location, the features that it provides, or where they can get it. If you're insured, whatever that may be, provide the description accurately. So buy verified TikTok shop accounts securely at our website here. And then we can add some other things. It's going to go ahead and do this. So verified and successfully grown accounts to start making money instantly. Accounts ban resistant accounts with 14-day warranty. So list some features, list some things about the actual product that you're listing, and from there, you're good to go. Now, site links, this is, of course, pretty important. If you provide different types of services, same thing here. You want to provide the link to each one of those services. So if you do plumbing, if you do HVAC, and you do other services, list it right here because that's essentially going to show the little URL below it on exactly where they can click to see the specific service. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be more expensive. If you're running just a one product offer, one service offer, you don't have to do this. But if you're running multiple and you want people to see multiple, then go for it. Display path. This is also going to change the URL if you want it. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is. Campaign URL options. Again, you can also change, you can change the campaign URL options if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that blank. If you don't know what that is, just leave it blank as well. And then from there, it's going to take you over to the next page. So this is going to be the tracking strategy. So the bid strategy, what you're going to go ahead and do. So there are clicks, there are going to be impression share, and this is going to be conversion value. So this is essentially the value that you associate with actions on your page. So essentially, if you want to set a certain value on how much you think that this is worth, it's going to try to get you closest to that. If you want to hit on conversions, which this is by far the most important one, you just select that. Select a certain target per acquisition. And if you have an idea of how much you want to be spending per acquisition, and for acquisition, it's conversions and conversions on leads. So if you're a business, you're trying to get leads, trying to get people to submit a form, you want to put a certain CPA or cost per acquisition on how much you think is fair. So if you're currently buying leads, then however much you're paying for leads, you can put a little bit less to hopefully, that's the whole point of the reason where you don't have to buy leads anymore. You can simply run your own ads. And if you potentially can spend less, put that right there. So if it's, let's just say you're spending $5 a lead, put it at $4, and it's going to try to get you as close as it can. But if it's completely unrealistic and you're a business that literally has to spend $25 to $30 per lead and you put like $1, I mean, that's just not, you understand, it's just not, it's not going to work because people are spending a lot more money. There are other bidders in Google Ads spending more than $1. They're going to bid on $1, $3, $5, $10. You just have to compete, but this is just a target. So this is not exactly how much, because what people think a target CPA is just here's exactly how much I'm going to pay per lead. You're either going to give me leads or you're not. That's not how it works. It's just going to try to optimize the campaign to get you as close as that can. But of course, it can either overspend, it can either underspend. Point is, you're going to have to spend some form of money to acquire the lead. So we're just going to go ahead and put it $5 per person. Now, my product is actually $1,000, and obviously we want to profit. So I'm not going to put $1 because there's other competitors. Let's just say $25 per acquisition. We're going to click next. And there's really no formula to converting exactly how many times or how much you should spend per lead. Now, if you already have a number in mind that you're spending, obviously put that target a little bit lower. So it's going to give you a daily budget, and this is absolutely ridiculous. It's going to say $75 a day, and I'm usually going to get 21 conversions. If you do the math, 75 divided by 25, because I said I wanted, $25 a lead. It's going to give me 3 leads a day, 21 leads every single. So I'm essentially going to be spending $521 a week on ads. That's what it's suggesting. Now, if you've never ran Google Ads before, or you have in the past and you just weren't successful, there's no point in blowing all your money. It's like spending all this money on a new set of tires for a person that doesn't know how to drive. Like, it's just not going to work. You want to be spending the least amount of money as possible in the beginning because you have no idea what you're doing. So why on earth would you do that? So if you have a very high budget, even if you have a high budget and you have money to spend, you're literally throwing water into an ocean because you don't know what you're doing. So set it as low as possible. I would personally say $5 to $10 per day to start it off. So I'm going to go ahead and put it at 5. Why not? Hit next. And don't hit apply budgets, by the way. And then next thing, it's going to go ahead and give you the United States or give you the country that you live in. So make sure this is your payment details. So you enter this, your time zone, the introductory offer code. Remember what I said earlier? Go ahead and go over to Google. Make sure that they have that introductory offer because they're going to offer you money. If you spend a certain amount of money, they're going to give you money back into your ad account. So it's essentially free money. Type in that code right here. And if you already had it applied, it's going to apply right here. You need to go ahead and obviously enter in your payment information, like your credit card. They're going to temporarily charge you. And then from there, it's going to be charged on the first of every month. It's going to ask, do you want personalized guidance from a Google Ads strategist? So somebody will most likely call you and they will say, hey, here's exactly what we can do to optimize your campaign. So if you've been spending a good amount of money with them and you've been running it for a couple of days, they might eventually contact you and say, hey, here's what we can do. Now, good thing is this is completely free. So they will literally help you optimize your campaign. Now, they're not world-class experts where they're going to drive your cost per acquisition way through the floor, but they will give you some pretty generic advice and just good help for your campaign if you really are not converting. Because think about it. If you are able to make money and you're actually doing good with it, you're going to keep on spending money with it. If you're not making money whatsoever and you're just running through it, you're not going to want to use it. Google literally makes money if you make money. So point is, they're going to help you out for free there. I would go ahead and hit yes, and then they're going to put in the phone number. They will eventually call you. Does your campaign have a European Union political ads? Obviously not. And then from there, you want to go ahead and submit your campaign, and that's exactly how you go about doing it. Now, if we go over to, for example, Google Ads, it's going to show you what your campaign looks like. You obviously want to click on it, make sure it looks all good to go. Open up your website, make sure it works all good. And then from there, it's going to go ahead and launch. Now, a lot of people think that right off the bat, your ad is going to launch. How this works is that they're going to have to manually approve it. So people from their team look at the ad, make sure that it's all good. Eventually, they're going to start running it. And then if your budget is within kind of the range that people are already bidding for, it's going to go. But if the budget is, let's say, $25 on average, like people are spending money right now on Google Ads, and let's just say that for your industry, people are spending on average $25 to acquire a lead. If you put in $5, you're not going to get a lead. It just does not make sense unless you have some crazy ad that has crazy conversions. Point is, you will eventually learn the market average, and then from there, bid the same amount that other people are bidding. Obviously, learn to optimize your ads because that's why Google ad agencies in the first place exist. Or if you made a bunch of money from it and your cost per acquisition was whatever you wanted, anybody would put it at $1. People would put it at the cheapest. But of course, the more specific that you get, the more you're competing. Hence why you have to stand out with your ad. Even if you blow a bunch of money, that's not going to make you more profitable at the end of the day. You're just going to be spending money on a car that's not going to run unless you fix the engine. So if that kind of makes sense, that's exactly how you go about running Google Ads. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now, if this all made sense, you were able to launch your first campaign, great. If you still are kind of stuck in the process, you don't really know where to go from here, or you've ran Google Ads in the past before, and you just simply do not want to go ahead and do it because you think that it might not work for you, or you just don't want to spend the time optimizing and managing and bidding and all this sort of stuff, I actually run a Google Ads agency, and if you guys spend a minimum of $3,000 per month on ads already, whether that be Meta, Google, or wherever, and you have the budget to spend a minimum of $3,000, go ahead and hit the first thing in the description down below. If you are a service-based business, you're an e-commerce store, any form of business that's going to plan on using Google Ads, you can go ahead and essentially scale up, and we'll handle everything from launching the campaign, managing it, driving your CPL and CPA down very tremendously so you won't have to spend the time doing it. And of course, everything is good to go. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Link in the description down below. I'll go ahead and see you guys later.